Hello again and welcome to another episode of The Zog. As you can see from the screen behind me, I've gone a different route this week and I've been recording a few clips here and there throughout the week just to give a highlight of what's been going on in my day, because most of my time has been taken up with the local elections for these clips. So it's been bits here, bits there, things like that. Now the elections are over and I can actually get back to full-time what I do for my job. That means that I won't have to do that anymore. I should be able to actually have time to do proper things to camera, which will be more interesting for you. But let's see what I had for this week.
5th of May 2016, do hereby give notice that the number of votes recorded for each candidate at the said election is as follows. Brown George Stanley, UK Independence Party, 697. Gradwell Derek John, Liberal Democrats, 360. Graham Ann, Labour Party, 1,336. Rylance Isabella Heather, Green Party, 113. Wild Christine, Conservative and Unionist Party, 1,600. The number of ballot papers rejected was as follows. Want of an official mark, 6. Voting for more candidates than voter was entitled to, 1. Writing or mark by which voter could be identified, 1. Total votes 4,114, and I do hereby declare that Christine Wild is duly elected.
Hello again. Well, today is the first day that I've really had a day off since the election. It's been a couple of days now. We had the election on Thursday, now it's Sunday. And what I was doing during the election was basically I was powering myself through it with caffeine and sugary snacks. And you can't do that and be healthy. I did a video a while back on cutting out sugar entirely from your life. And I'm not going to do that because it's extreme. But what I am going to do is, right, if sugar is part of a meal, then fair enough, it's going to be there. But I'm going to make things that don't include sugar. Cook my own stuff again. I've got some broccoli and Stilton soup that I've made, things like that. And I'm going to try and cut sugar out of my diet again. No more sugary snacks, no more added sugar to things like that. Basically, no more making myself ill and unhealthy just to get through this long thing. Because it was long and it was hard and it actually works quite well, but it's setting you up for disaster in the future. So, right, today is the first day of a month of detoxing, because it takes about that long to get all of the problems out of your system. So a month of cutting out sugar and seeing how I go. So let's hope this works. Hi guys.
Hi.
I'm hoping that we're in this camera because I can't actually see.
Yeah.
We've just been down to town. And basically we just picked up a load of PS2 games. The idea was that we spend about £10 a week. Maybe a little more if we see something that we really want. And we're just going around all the charity shops and then finishing off at CEX.
Yeah. Well, the plan is that places like CEX and Game and Cash Converter, they kind of roughly know what the value of things are.
Yeah.
So we worked on the basis that a lot of charity shops wouldn't. They were putting them up at like £1 a disc, regardless. So what we figured was if we work out what the more valuable ones are and go through all the charity shops in Bolton, and we'd pick out the ones that were actually worth far more than £1 to buy from there, and then we went and finished off in CEX and bought a load of stuff that was under £1.
Yeah. But plus a couple that were over. I mean, we got that Star Trek and Crazy Taxi, so they were they were good.
Yeah, so we didn't pay over the odds for anything, but we got about 26, 27 games.
Yeah, and we've paid, what, £22 in total?
Not even that much.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good haul actually. Some of the games we've got, they look pretty much brand new, but they're only being charged for £1. Yeah. So they've obviously been loved by someone and then thrown out because they can't get much of a trade-in price, and they've got a charity shop. So
either that or it's just somebody clearing out a kid's room.
Someone clearing out, yeah. So their loss is our gain, and I'm really pleased with this because it means that I think we're now over almost 11% of the total that PlayStation 2 games were released in UK. So the collection is coming together surprisingly quickly.
Yeah, actually, I must admit, for a day's work today, for less than 20-25 quid, we've picked up maybe 1% of all the games that were available.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to run out quick. we're going to come to
Oh,
the point,
yeah.
we know for a fact that we're going to come to the point where the prices have to be higher because they're more valuable games.
Yeah, basically
we're bulking out the collection essentially.
Yeah, we're going to get all of the easy to get ones, and then it'll be that last 30% or so
Yeah.
that's really going to be a struggle, and we'll be lucky to maybe find one or two games a month.
But still, we'll seek and we will find. It's been
Yeah.
fun. You'll not believe this, but after yesterday out in the heat with Jen, I got a heat stroke. And I spent the afternoon and evening in bed being really ill. I'm still not top form. I mean, I managed to go into my little office and my studio office and create today's comic for all over the house, but I couldn't do the Not Mouse one because I just feel sick and dizzy. So I've essentially ended up being back in bed. But luckily, the council I work for now as a counsellor has remote access for its email systems and things like that. So hopefully I'm going to be able to log into that and get some work done. But if not, then it's an annoyance, but I'll have to make up for it when I go back down to town tomorrow. Well, it's a ridiculously hot day today, so what we're going to do is have a look at the Garden Railway here and see what we can film. Basically, it's been repaired over the last couple of days from the damage that we had in the winter, so we've got some oil marks on it. Hopefully that won't be too much of a trouble to the trains. I'm going to let Jen have a look at that and sort that out first, but we're going to run some trains round and film that for her channel because she's a big train aficionado. So that is essentially what our afternoon is, and then I've got to get back on working with comics and also make some scripts up for Game Hammer, the Monday Book Club and things like that. So as you can see, it's an eclectic set of clips. It's a bit of hodgepodge, but that's what I had then. Elections take up a huge amount of time, so you don't have time to sit and plan what you're going to be doing for a web show here and there. What you actually have to do is react to what's going on around you and mainly just plod the streets and deliver leaflets, talk to people on the doorsteps, look at problems that people have and try your best to fix them. It's basically it's political life really condensed into a couple of short weeks. It's just one of those things. Anyway, there's not a huge amount that's been going on because I'm still, as the time of recording this, recovering from the election. So let's just go straight to the game hall, and then basically I'm going back to bed because I need huge amounts of sleep to catch up on the missed sleep for the election campaign. I got up at 5 a.m. on election day. I didn't go to bed till about 6 a.m. the day after, so I'm quite tired at this point. Okay, I'm going to stop rambling now because I am so tired that I'm rambling. Anyway, let's have a look at the game hall. Hello and welcome to another game haul. Now we're going to be quite a while with this one because it's quite long, so I'm going to get straight into it. What we've got here showing is Tony Hawk's Underground, and this has turned out to be really good fun, so this will probably end up being the subject of a Game Hammer video at some point because it's really good fun. I'm enjoying it. I loved Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, I think it was. I played it first on GameCube when I was at university because a housemate had a GameCube, and that was fun. And then I got a copy for the PS2, and that was a lot of fun too. So I picked up Tony Hawk's Underground the other day for £1, and I really can't go wrong with that. Good quality case. The manual is in pretty good quality. It's been read, and there's a few little bumps and scrapes on it, but it's good. And the game, as you can see, runs rather well. So I'm really, really happy with this haul, and the moment I get this back in the case, we can move on. Right. There you are, Tony Hawk's. Really good. If you get a chance to play it, I recommend it because it's fun. Now, I want to talk about a little game haul I got. It arrived yesterday, and I've been testing them out. And yes, it was yesterday, and it's really good fun. So I'm going to have to leave good feedback from the eBay seller. I got 6 Game Gear games to add to my collection for £5 plus postage on an eBay auction because I was very, very happy with that. And we'll start off Columns, my 3rd copy of Columns now, and yeah. I don't know what to say about Columns. It's really good fun. If you get a chance, play it on any version, but especially the Game Gear version because it's really good. Now, this one is the one that I actually wanted the auction for, and it's Space Harrier. Now, £5 would be expensive to pay for Space Harrier because it's not a massively popular game. It's quite common, so I'm happy with getting it either way, but for £5 with all of them included, I'm very happy with that. Very nice game. Very, very difficult, though. And G-Lock, which I don't know. I was quite interested in this. I don't know what to say about it, except that it's a bit like F-15 Strike Eagle, Only Sega's tried a little funny thing with that one. They've attempted to make it look like there's a 3D element, but it's basically an animation. It's an animation that plays at the start and at the end of missions. It's quite fun though. It's not too difficult, but it's good fun. Then this is the one that I'm actually surprised about. The Sega Game Pack 4-in-1. Now, if you're a member of Retro Collect or a few other forums, you will think that this is an incredibly rare game. In fact, it's usually regarded as extra rare, extremely rare. You can get it at the moment on eBay. There's about 20 or 30 auctions going last time I checked for about £4. And that's without any box or manual or anything. Cartridge itself, about £4. So I don't think it's actually as rare as people are making out. It may have been rare at one point, but a lot of them are on the market now. So don't pay over the odds, even though it's classified as extremely rare. Like I say, I got that in the set for £5 plus postage. Next up we have a nice fun one. Been trying this a little bit on a night, and Clacks. And it's fun. It's one that's probably going to sit next to my bedside for a while with the Game Gear, because this and Slider are basically keeping me going at the moment in regard to puzzle games. I've played a lot of Columns, and I'll probably end up back on that one because it's good. But Clacks and Slider are keeping me going at the moment. So that's fun. And then another one that I was surprised to find was rare, because I'd never heard of it, which is usually an indicator that it's not rare, because I've not heard of the ones that aren't popular, you know? Ultimate Soccer. It's actually quite interesting to play. I think it's going to take a bit of playing to get used to, because the handling's a bit odd, but good fun nevertheless. And that's set. Now, as you'll have probably seen in the previous bits to this, from the day-to-day portion of the show, I've been down to the local music shop because it has some games. And I got myself a copy of Grand Theft Auto 2. Now that's the manual and that's the disc. That's all that there came with, but for £1 I wasn't going to complain because I can get a replacement box. It came in a little sheet. And I like the Grand Theft Auto games. I've got pretty much all of them now, apart from 5, because I didn't really bother with 5. It's just, it was on too late a console, I didn't bother. And GTA 2 was the one that I hadn't played before. I've got GTA 1, GTA London, 3, 4, and all of the other ones, but hadn't tried this one. So for £1 I thought, I'll get that, and I'll find a box for it at some point. It's good fun, and it works quite nicely, so I'm happy with the haul. And then a couple of dancing games I also picked up, Dance UK and Dancing Stage Party Edition. Turns out I've probably already got Party Edition, but never mind, I couldn't remember, so I thought for £1 each I'm going to go for that. But really good condition cases, really, really happy with those. And games work out quite well too. Then I picked up a few more games while I was down at this music shop. World Championship Rugby, Casino Challenge, Buzz the Sports Quiz, and Get On Da Mike. Now, the World Rugby Championship, I don't think it's been played that much at all. The game opens, but the game itself is next to unused, and the manual is a little bit creased, but not more than you would expect if someone's had a quick look through it. So that was pretty good. Casino Challenge, yeah, I'll just take a little bit of the sticker off, it was still on there. A little bit of damage on the edge of the case, but that's it. And manual never been out of the box. Box hardly open because it doesn't open very far. And disc has no marks on it whatsoever. What can I say? It's a casino simulation, and it's not a very good one. Buzz the Sports Quiz, good quality box. I would say this has probably hardly ever been played. Manual, never been out. Case doesn't open that far. And the game, let's have a look at the game. Yeah, not much of a mark on it. It's been tested and it all works, but what can I say? It's a game of Buzz on sport. Then this one was a fun Get On the Mic. Now, I can't play it because I don't have the USB mic that it wants, so I'm going to have to pick up a USB mic because I've now got a couple of games where it's wanting this thing. But, yeah, it's a singing game, karaoke style. Again, not been used much. The manual has some creases on it, but I don't think it's been read that much. And the game itself, let's have a quick look. A couple of fingerprints, but nothing much. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're my fingerprints, actually, now I think about it. Not bad. Can't really say much about that, because the main thing that I got from the music shop is this. Those of you who know anything about these things know it's a Namco plug and play. It's really, really good fun. I'd never played Bosconian before I tried with this, and it's really, really good. It's one of my favourite games at the moment. I've been playing that a lot. Nice, clicky, self-centering, responsive joystick. Proper arcade feel button. I love this thing. Picked it up for £10, and some would say, oh, you paid over the odds, and some would say, wow, how did you get it for that? Because the prices seem to vary depending on when and where you ask. So I'm very, very happy either way, because that is really, really good fun. Really good original arcade style games, and I love them. Now, I popped into CEX, as you do, and got myself a copy of Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary Edition. It's a little bit battered, as you can see on there, but not too much. The game itself is in really nice quality. I think it's been played a few times. I don't know whether the codes that have been given with it work or not, but I've got the code sheets. Branded manual, I'm not too happy about that, but I'm not going to complain too much. Basically, I got this because I didn't have it, and it fills my Halo collection up to Halo 4. Won't be getting 5 because I'm not going to get an Xbox One. Well, at the moment, I don't plan on getting an Xbox One, let's put it that way, but all loads up, very nice. Surprisingly, it's only in 60Hz mode, so if you don't have a 60Hz TV, don't bother. And then this one, I'm pretty sure, was mispriced because I got it for £1. Halo 3's collector's edition in a nice tin. It's all very nice. I already have a copy of Halo 3, but for £1 I was going to have the collector's tin, because why not? Again, this one is 60Hz only, and that means if you have a 50Hz TV like I do, you can't play it unless I move to the little LCD screen that I've got, and that's not as fun to play on, but I could do that to play it, and I probably will at some point. Let's move on with the PlayStation haul. Now, what happened here was Jan and I went to all of the charity shops and then dropped off into CEX to have a look there too. And we picked up a fair amount of games. I think we spent about £25 in total, and this is what we got, starting off with Charlie's Angels. Now, I've played this, and it's ridiculous. The combat is a joke. The character movement is, I'd say, average. And the storyline is stupid. But I'm not going to complain too much because I got it fairly cheap. Very good quality manual. It's actually quite a thick manual as well. I was surprised by just how thick that is. And yeah, it's not been read much. I don't think it's been played much because it's not actually a very good game. A few scratches, but nothing else. The game itself, it reminds me a lot of Danger Girl on the PlayStation 1, in that it's stupid. Absolutely stupid. Over the top ludicrous. Now this one, iToy Chat. I don't know whether it's going to play or not because the servers have been turned off, and were turned off in 2013 in fact, but it's damaged case, as you can see on the back. The manual has never been read. The box hardly opens itself, and the disc is in very good condition. I don't think it's been used. It's probably been something that came with an iToy, and it's been knocked about a bit on the case, but not really used. X Factor Sing, can't use this one because it needs a USB microphone that I don't have. I have the SingStar microphones, and this one decided it was going to be smart, not use those. Game hardly opens in terms of the case. The manual is in good condition, and the game itself is in good condition. I think someone else may have found that they didn't have the right microphone as well and hasn't played it much. Rayman 3, not bad. This isn't one of those from the £1 challenge. I just decided I'd give Rayman 3 a try. It's not a bad game. It's not the kind of 3D platform I would normally go for because I don't actually find this style of open world where you get lost easily gameplay that good, but not bad for a couple of quid. Video Poker and Blackjack. Picked it up because it was there. Basically, it was cheap. Hardly ever used, and I'll tell you exactly why. The manual's not been out of there, and the game looks pretty good too. Hardly been used because it's not a very good game. Now this one, I really, really enjoyed. I've been playing this a fair bit, and I'm going to do a Game Hammer video on it with a comparison with a PC game that I had that was good fun too, as long as I can find where the disc went for that, because it was a small one and a budget cheap title. That one is Robot Wars Arenas of Destruction. Now, at the time, this got slated somewhat, and I can understand why. The controls aren't great, the camera angles are stupid, it tried to look like the TV show and failed, and manual's not in good condition, but we do have the little bump that came with it. And overall, the game is not as good as you would hope from a Robot Wars title, especially when the show was so amazing. It's like, it's almost there, but it's not quite. And it's one of those annoying things. Disc played a fair bit, so whoever's had this has enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it as well when I played it. For what it is, it's not quite right, but it's not bad. And like I said, I will be reviewing that alongside another Robot Arena game, which I think is actually called Robot Arena now I think about it. And that was good fun when I played that one, so I'll give that a try and compare. 50-cent Bulletproof, just been picking off bits of the price sticker that was still stuck on it. No manual, but the disc works reasonably well for, yeah, hardly anything on it. The game feels like a Grand Theft Auto clone, as I suppose it would. And it's not bad. I can see why it's had reasonable reviews. I mean, it's not bad at all. Now, this one was fun. Time Splitters. I have Time Splitters too, and played it so much when I was younger. Just after uni, I was playing it immensely, and I loved it. I'm not sure about why they had to put a sexualized robot on the back, but never mind. It's a really fun game, and I'm going to have a lot of fun playing it. Obviously, it's been played a fair amount. The disc itself is in slightly scratched condition, but not bad. The manual has been read a lot. You can see there's got creases all over it. But for like a couple of quid, I wasn't going to complain. Now, this one's fun as well. Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2. This was good fun. I enjoyed this. It's like Tony Hawk's, only on BMXs. It's got the same sort of tricks. And I'm going to have a lot of fun playing that too. Manual, I don't think it's been read. It's the only marks on it are creases where it's been held into the case, which is usual for manuals of that age. And let's have a quick look at this. Yep, fingerprints and a couple of scratches. It's been played a fair bit. But it runs, and I'm really, really happy with it. How's this going? Has that been sat there just saying that all this time? I thought it would have had a better screen to show you, but oh well. It's fun either way. Now, next up we have Crazy Taxi. And this one I picked up because I love Crazy Taxi on the arcades. And it's really good fun to play. And sadly, there were 2 copies of Crazy Taxi down at CEX. And one of them I know hasn't got its Crazy Taxi manual. It's got American Pro Trucker's manual instead, because that's the manual I got when I picked up American Pro Trucker. But I got the Crazy Taxi manual instead. Never mind. I was hoping to get the other one, so I could swap them around. I may end up going back and say, look, do you have a Crazy Taxi game with an 18-wheeler trucker manual? Can I swap it for the manual? And there's the disc, not bad condition, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to go down to CEX at some point and say, look, do you still have the manual? Can we swap them around? Next one up, we got NBA Ballers. It's a pickup basketball game, essentially. It's fun. I'm a fan of basketball, let's put it that way. I really do like basketball. And I was hoping for something a bit more like NBA Jam, but it's not. It's different. The game case hardly opens like that. It's got a manual that's never been read. The game itself, let's have a quick check, and yeah, hardly been used. One of those games where I think other people were slightly disappointed in it too. Next up we have Jacked. It's a racing combat game on motorbikes. It's fun. Hardly been played, I'm pretty sure of that, because the manual, again, hardly been used. The case doesn't really open, and only 1 scratch plus a few fingerprints on the disc. So, not a bad pickup, I would say, for that one. Next up we have Mercenaries, Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. It's a slightly damaged box. I've got marks there. It's slightly damaged. Manual has clearly been used a fair bit, and the game itself, it loads, but it's got fingerprints all over. I'll probably give that a rub over at some point. Next up we have Scalar. Now, again, it's one of those 3D platformer games where, yeah, you get lost easy. You're not entirely sure what to do. The game itself, yeah. Oh, no, I thought it was damaged on the end there, but it's not. It's just a bit of sticker. So, the case itself has a mark there and a cut there. The manual, it's been out and read a few times. And the game itself, let's check a quick condition. Yeah, a couple of scratches, but not played much. I think it's one of those where it's kind of, they were trying to market on the 3D platformer craze, and it didn't quite work. Next up we have Formula 1 2006 to add to the Formula 1 collection. It's a fun game. I've actually had a lot of fun racing with this. I've put the manual in backwards this time because it had a crease, and it seems to have worked to get the crease out, so that's good news from my point of view. And quickly check the game. Yeah, a few scratches, but nothing major. It's not a bad game, and yeah, I'm happy with that. Next up we have Sonic Mega Collection Plus. And I have this on the Xbox. It's really good fun. I'm enjoying it. Thoroughly enjoyed it when I put it in. Tested it on the PlayStation, and it's really, really, really good fun. And now, the Platinum Era disc doesn't really matter too much to me. I'm not a massive collector that's going for, I can only have originals. So, it doesn't matter to me, but the manual itself is slightly damaged on the top, as you can probably see. Yeah, a couple of marks and a bit dented, but aside from that, nothing bad. Really, really enjoying that game. I put it into test and played it for about an hour. That's all good. It is playing a little thing. Good, I've got some background now. Next up we have Star Trek Encounters. Now, this one doesn't have a manual, and the case is a bit dinted and stuff like that, but never mind. Disc, now that I've dropped it on the floor, see how it is? Yeah, a couple of fingerprints, but nothing much. It's an interesting game. It took a bit of time to work out how to control it and to get the firing working, but it seems alright. I'm going to have fun playing through the game. Next up we have Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Now, I didn't know what to think about this because the film it's based on is not a brilliant Wallace and Gromit. I prefer the shorts rather than the film. But the case is fairly worn, so I was wondering whether people have played it a lot. The manual and all the bump is here, but it's creased and worn and used. And the game itself, let's have a quick look at it. Yeah, scratches and fingerprints all over it. It's one of those games where I think you have to be a Wallace and Gromit fan to enjoy it, because it's actually quite dull. Now this one shouldn't be in the pile. I took it down to CEX to get it cleaned. We've seen it before, Formula 1 2002. It's not bad. It's not as good as 2006. True Crime New York City to finish off the True Crime collection that I have now. I'm sure that looks like a bit like Snoop Dogg on the front. Very good condition manual though. And the game itself, let's have a quick look. Yeah, hardly been played. Has a couple of scoring marks, but seems to work just fine when you play it, so I'm not going to complain there. Pretty good quality cover as well, so I'm happy. Scrabble Interactive, it's a game of Scrabble. You play against a dictionary if you try against the computer, so you will lose. Best played with friends. It's Scrabble, what else can I say? Yeah, good quality manual, disc's not bad. It's a game of Scrabble. Die Hard Vendetta, very poor condition box. It's got dints and marks and scratches and all sorts all over it. The manual is here, but reasonably thick manual actually, I'm surprised. It's not in the best condition, it's got a few creases in it. And the game itself, hardly ever been played. And I'll tell you why it's hardly ever been played, because the game sucks. It's just, ugh. Guys, no. Okay, we got the FIFA 2001 and 2002. These are the same ones again. They shouldn't be in this pile. I've accidentally left them in the pile because I took them down to get them cleaned. They work out very nicely and very good fun. Next up we have Monopoly Party. It's a game of Monopoly. I like the Scrabble one. It's Monopoly. Decent quality manual. Quite thick as well, actually. Surprised with that. And the game itself scratched a fair bit. So it's been played a lot, but it's a game of Monopoly. I got it mostly because it looks like it has Star Trek in it. There's Deep Space Nine on the back. And, yeah. It's a game of Monopoly. Next up we have The Operative, No One Lives Forever. I remember seeing this around a lot when it came out. It's basically trying to be perfect dark. The case is scratched to bits, as you can probably see. No manual, and the game itself has P for pre-owned written on it, and a load of scratches on the back. It plays. It's not a bad game. I mean, it's trying to be perfect dark cross. It's trying to be perfect dark cross with James Bond, and it's not really working out all that well. But never mind. Another one here, High School Musical 3 Senior Year Dance. It's a dancing game. It's a rhythm game. Pretty decent quality case. Manual looks pretty new, and the game itself runs fairly nicely. So, yeah, a couple of scratches, but that's it. It's a rhythm game. It's not a bad rhythm game. That's all you can say. Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. I had a lot of fun with this because there's one point where the floor falls apart during an air raid and you get to throw the kids into a fire. So I did that because they were annoying as hell. It's not a bad game, as I just showed you there. The manual's not bad. A load of scratches and fingerprints on it. So someone has played it a fair amount. Yeah, it's not bad. Next up we have Base Strike, a fishing game. Not in the best condition ever. No manual. The case is actually damaged, as you can see. And what we have here is a disc that has a few marks on it. So someone's clearly played this a lot. I don't know why, because it's not a very good game. Now, next up we have Reckless, the Yakuza missions. And yeah, it's fun. Decent quality game there. The manual has marks on it. I'll pull it out. A couple of marks in the black bit there, but creases, and it's clearly been read. But never mind. The game itself, the box, the box has damage on it just here, and is in fairly worn condition. The game is actually quite fun to play, so I enjoyed that when I gave it a try. Next up we have Mace Griffin Bounty Hunter. Now, on this, it suggests that it's a Halo beta for the PlayStation. And I'm here to tell you that it's really, really not. It's not a very good game. It's quite dull. No manual. The box isn't in the best condition ever. The case is actually damaged to the point where only 2 of the 3 tabs hold the CD are in here. And as a result, there are a few scratches on the CD. Not a brilliant game, but yeah, you can play it. And you'll have a reasonable time when you're playing it. It's one of those mediocre things. Next up we have pretty good condition on this box, apart from a couple of marks on the back. 24, the game. It's in a pretty good 24 style, actually. I enjoyed it when I gave it a try. A few scratches on the CD and a couple of marks, but nothing much. There's a crease on the manual, but I can cope. Not a bad game at all. Next up we have Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. Now, I love this game on the Xbox. It's one of the ones I got in a package deal when I bought my Xbox. The case here isn't in the best condition ever. It's a full price box, but a Platinum Edition CD, and I'm very annoyed when that happens. I should check these things in the shop, to be honest with you. Not a bad condition CD, but no manual. The game itself is pretty good. I think I still prefer the Xbox because just slightly more enhanced. But aside from that, it's not bad. Next up we have X3, the official game. Or X-Men, the official game, as it says on the side. That is clearly the X3 logo. And decent condition manual. Not a bad condition case, actually. It's actually pretty good condition overall. And the disc, let's check that. Yeah, not bad. Not the best game I've ever seen. And yeah. Right, last but not least, we have the final game. Spy Hunter. I'm pretty sure this is one of the early titles, if not the launch titles. And the case is in not bad condition, considering its age. The manual is creased to bits. My goodness, look at that. But what can you do? And CD's not in bad condition either. It's a ridiculous game. At one point I drove a really, really stupid looking car over a jump and it turned into a boat. And it was ridiculous. The only thing that was missing was the transforming noise. It's that kind of level. But yeah, not a bad game. I enjoyed what I played of it and probably come back to it later. But there you are. That's a massive game haul. Not too bad a price that we got as well. So going around the charity shops is still a viable option, guys. Keep at it if you're collecting PlayStation. So there you are. That's quite a haul today. So anyway, I'm going to cut this short because, like I said, I really need to get back to bed. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you did like this. And if you did, remember to click the like button, share it with your friends so that they can see what's been going on too. And do subscribe for future videos because we'll be more in the future. But until next time, I've been a very tired Zoe Kirk-Robinson. You've been watching the Zog on ZJKR. And I'll see you next time.